Picture this, you're doing protective style for weeks and weeks on end, you're washing your hair in mini twists, you followed the no oils and butters method, and you stopped trimming your hair. Big mistakes if you are a fine-haired natural. In this video, I'm going to share with you 6 of the worst hair care tips that we hear in the natural hair community and why they just don't work for fine natural hair. What's up, curlies? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Kiki, and if you are new here, I do all things curly hair tips, product reviews and styling. Today's video is all about 6 of the worst natural hair care tips for fine hair, and ultimately why they just don't work for you. So if you've been following your favorite hair creator or some of these methods that we hear put out on the internet, then you need to listen to this, because you might just be doing some of these things and falling victim to tips that don't actually work for us. So the first thing, unless you live under a rock, you will have heard the no oils and butters method. So this one became really popular a couple of years ago, and I just don't know why it became a thing. It was more to do with moisture and getting moisture into the hair, and this whole concept of oils do not moisturize and butters just sit on the hair. Blah, 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 blah. So this could actually work for some, but it didn't work for me. I'm a fine hair natural, and although I did not fall victim to this myth, I actually did not use oils for quite a while, and my hair suffered as a result of it. And I'm going to tell you why. As fine hair naturals, our hair needs more protection. It needs more of a barrier, and it needs to keep moisture locked in a little bit more than someone who has coarse hair, because our hair does get more dry and it does break off a lot easier. And what oils do and what butters do is they lubricate the strands. They are classed as emollients. We know they don't moisturize, so when we use them, we have to use them sensibly after we've moisturized our hair to lock in the moisture. Yes, we do need to be using oils or butters, or even a grease will do on those ends in particular, more than the scalp, but it's a complete no-no. I stopped doing that, and ultimately my ends were just very frayed and very split as a result of not just the oils and butters, but a lot of things are neglected as well as that. The second tip that you need to avoid as a fine hair girl is when people tell you to stop trimming your hair so often. Yes, we have these waist length or even tailbone length, knee length hair retention goals, and to get there, believe it or not, we do need to trim our hair. Not trimming your hair is something that we cannot get away with as fine hair girls. The long and short of it is, sometimes the longer we leave our hair to just do its own thing, the worse it can be when it comes to trimming, and we often find that we need to trim more off. I was someone who did this. I thought I could stretch my trim to 6 months and my hair just be fine. Yes, I did see a lot of length, but the length was just counteracted because some of it was broken and the ends were really frazzled and split. So that's something that I will never do again. As a fine hair natural, where little and often is a lot more productive than leaving it a year, 6 months for a trim. And we often find that those naturals that can stretch their hair out 6 months to a year do not have fine hair, they have coarse hair. And for some reason, coarse hair just does not look the same as fine hair when it's left alone. Coarse hair can withstand a lot more than our hair can. And unfortunately, we just have to get our head around it. We need to book in for those trims on a routinely basis. I find that every 3 months works for me. I still see length retained, even though I go every 3 months. I'm not chopping a huge amount off when I go every 3 months. I'm chopping probably about half an inch off, and that still allows me to retain a lot of length overall. But neglected trims and pushing them to the side, in the long run, is not gonna serve you at all. Your hair will probably just look like it's see-through at the ends, and we don't want that. The third worst hair care tip that you need to avoid as a fine hair girl is Washing your hair too often will dry it out. Now, I feel like we've heard this one a lot in the natural hair community. It definitely has been debunked, because back in the day, a lot of people used to say that dirty hair grew faster than clean hair, which I don't know where they got that from. But nowadays, washing the hair even twice a week is not gonna be the difference between your hair growing or your hair breaking off. Unless you're someone who is using like a super clarifying shampoo like twice a week and it's stripping your hair off, then yes. But I'm not talking about that. If you're doing a 1 wash day a week, that is absolutely bare minimum fine for your hair to be clean, to be thriving, to have the products do what they need to do for your hair to maintain hydration. We do need to be washing our hair on a frequent basis. That's not to say start washing your hair very often. Obviously, we wash our hair as needed, but usually 1 to 2 weeks is absolutely fine to wash our hair. Some people will go, I've seen people even go like 3 months without washing their hair, and yeah, that's not for me. My hair does get itchy very quickly, and I feel like it is because I have fine hair. I feel like products wear your hair down much quicker and it gets built up much quicker than someone who has coarse hair. And for that reason, it's not necessarily a negative thing, but when it comes to applying products, then if you've already got a heap of products on there that's built up, we need to strip that off and kind of reset the hair and go again with the product to maintain hydration. So do not skip on those wash days and do not stretch them for too long. The 4th thing that we just cannot do as natural hair girls is leave our hair in protective styles for months and months and months on end. I know you've all seen Curl Code Black, who leaves her mini twists in for months. I tried that and the most I could get to was 4 weeks, and my hair was just like, had enough. Although it is a protective style, for some reason, mini twists just don't do the job. And I really think it is because with our fine hair, it doesn't stay locked in the mini twist as well as someone who has coarse hair. It tends to be a lot more soft and a lot more frizzy. And when we start getting to that 2 and 3 week mark of having a protective styling, your hair's just ready to come out and be redone. And yes, we can redo it and just keep wearing it and things like that. But ultimately, what starts to happen if you don't redo it is it starts getting tangled and it starts getting frizzy. And that's when we start to see a few more single strand knots and a few more of the breakage that we maybe don't want to see. And a bonus tip on this one is please do not wash your hair in mini twists. Made that mistake once and I will never do it again. I tell you that for free. Tip number 5 of the worst hair care tips that you need to avoid for your fine hair is heat will damage your hair. Heat for a fine haired natural can be the difference between you retaining length and you not retaining length. And I'm not saying going and blow drying your hair or silk pressing it every single week is going to help you retain length. No, I'm saying once a month or every few weeks, if you need to stretch your hair using heat, do it. Our hair really thrives in a stretched state as opposed to when it's all shrunken up. With heat, we can often see great benefits of us blow drying our hair out and then installing some sort of low tension jumbo twist or braid or anything like that. And our hair tends to really thrive in that state. And if you have watched my video, I'll link it above, of what's she called? Roxana Renier, you will see that she is someone who has hair that's on the finer side and it's super long because she's a straight haired natural. Now, I'm not saying go and be a straight haired natural, but I'm saying heat can have a really positive effect on our hair. And that moves us on to number 6 of the worst hair care tips. I often get this one on my channel and everyone's like,
why do you Your hair grows best in its natural state. How can you say hair doesn't grow best in its natural state? Yada, yada, yada.
Yes, I get it, but clearly you don't have fine hair. My hair, in its natural state, will tangle, will get single strand knocks, and it will get drier a lot easier than if it was in a twist or a braid. And wash and goes should be minimized if you are someone who wants some serious length retention on your hair. I have seen the most progress with my hair when it is in a protective style, and the protective style allows me to moisturize my ends. It allows me to redo the hair and easily detangle the hair and reinstall it on a routinely basis. That has been the best thing for me. It's not leaving my hair in a wash and go. And I feel like once you get to the point where your hair is either shoulder length or armpit length, that's when we see the hair start to knot up a lot more, because there's a lot more friction with our clothes and with each other. I feel the longer it gets, the more tangles and knots we get, especially as the week progresses. Day 1, you're usually fine with your wash and go. Even day 2, you're usually fine. But day 3, we start to see the hair get more tangled. And I feel that, yes, we can do wash and goes, but we need to be very, very clever when we are doing wash and goes as fine hair naturals, because it doesn't always work out for us. Kudos to you if you are a fine hair natural who just wears wash and goes. Maybe you have hair that is on the lower density or medium density side, but for me, that ain't gonna work. Let me know in the comments if any of these tips resonated with you, and make sure to have a look at my tips that broke off my natural hair, and I will see you in the next one.